the spot. I got a lot of lyrical medicine. The child is a Looney Tune, and I rip better when I'm feeding my addiction. Blessed by your beat. Gotta reach my brothers from the street. Some say I'm buku, I never went to Juco.
Yeah, I'm not sure where YZ went before he logged off. Hopefully he joins us any moment. Might have had a few technical difficulties. He should be joining us any second. Here we go. Evelyn. Let's see. Play one more track while we wait. Absolutely. Let's go into what song would you suggest, EZL?
10 more scandals than Joey Buttafuoco. Scream out my name, scream out my name. What's the forecast, nigga? Acid rain. So salam to my peoples, salam to my brother. Pick up the YC, you a ugly motherfucker, but I love you.
It's raining, pouring on a sucker's head. It's burning, turning dreads to foreheads. But not me, cause I'm the one that's dropping on them niggas. Y'all will never give the power to a skinhead. So I can pick you popping in and out, orphan on the show. You still put the mic down, this clown will make up. So I shake up.
I was listening.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that cat's voice is ridiculous.
Yeah. Anything else you want to expand on that track?
Actually, man, what we were thinking about at the time, when I think about it, we were talking about water, and we were talking about how we drink water from the sky, and how like that same water at this point is able to kill us, and it's full of acid. And I don't know how we were talking about acid rain in the studio, but we were. And Adolph was in there, and we start trying to come up with a hook. And Adolph started going, acid rain, you know his voice. He started coming up with this crazy ass voice. And so anyway, I wrote a verse, he wrote a verse, and that was the end of it. New Child wrote a verse. And you know, I hate my verse. I ain't gonna front. I hate it. It's not that I hate the lyrics. I hate the delivery. You know, like I said, we're rushing, and but an MC should always be on point. So I have no excuses. It is what it is. I mean, I love the record because New Child's on it. I love his verse.
Was City Morgue the setup for maybe an all-star group to come out?
No, City Morgue was New Child. And he didn't want to come out as New Child. He wanted to come out as City Morgue. And I was with it because one dude is City Morgue.
Right.
Yo, and he's a killer. Like his whole demeanor at the time was this kid from Harlem who was dark. His whole demeanor was dark. Everything about him. I loved him because he was so dark. His voice was dark. He's in the Ghetto's Been Good to Me video too. He's there. And then he ended up getting picked up. It's funny how the world is small. If you look at the Ghetto's Been Good to Me artwork, that picture I was telling you about my son. You got Daddy on the picture, you got that dude, and then you got New Child in the picture. Daddy-O did not, just like I didn't really know his friend, he didn't know New Child. Years later, Daddy-O bragging to me, talking about this kid named New Child. I said, New Child? My artist, New Child? He said, you don't know no fucking New Child. I said, nigga, I introduced you to him. And he was like, no, you didn't. So I had to show him the pictures. And it just so happened that it was on our album artwork, nigga. Now, who lying now, nigga?
Right.
Now. You get me? So anyway, but
Dope.
he loved New Child, and he had every reason to love him. And I think he got him signed to, was it Atlantic? It's one of them companies up. I can't remember which. And
Somebody mentioned in the comments, did he end up get signed with Rough Riders?
that I did not know.
Okay, I'm not sure either.
That I did not know. I thought he was signed to Atlantic or something like that. But I mean, but
Okay.
maybe if New Child's listening, he could chime in and tell us himself. There's not that many people on, is it? It's not a D night session.
Well, sometimes that number isn't the actual factual because when I log off, it'll say like 100 or 200 people. So
Oh,
I'm not sure exactly what that indicates.
right, right.
Let's jump on to Dead Love.
Hold on. Another beat of mine. And on the bass is my cousin Jamaluddin Takuma. Now, people may hate this record, but to me, it's one of my favorite joints on the project.
Dope.
Ain't no new thing.
It's for my dead love. Loving my soul when I am rolling. Gotta get back to the place on which I was stolen. Someone took my motion, got hooked on my emotion. I thought it could take my love away. But baby, I say she's my forever. If she thought of being with you, then I could forgive her. Forget it, let it go. For I love her so. Dead love, let me back to true tradition. Listen.
Very dope.
So just to kind of put you in where I was with that, my lady and I, even now, we talk about black love a lot, like black love, and I wanted to, I wanted to highlight my feeling for two things that the two things that represented a woman to me, which is an actual woman, and then my love for the culture of hip hop and music. And so if you listen to some of the lyrics is like rolling my stone, like you get me, rolling my stone. Why I'm rolling, got to get back to my emotions about how I feel about how people come and steal our shit. Fly guy in the top thought he could take my love away. You get me? Like how corporations is coming to try to really steal my love, just like they try to steal our women from us by enticing them with falsehoods and lies and making them feel like every man that's black in Atlanta is gay. Really? I'm not.
Right.
I'm saying that out loud. I'm not gay. I live in Atlanta. So that record is supposed to represent that, the love of the lady and all her blackness, and to the death. She's my dead love to the death, till I'm dead and gone. And should my energy continue, my love for the culture and this woman is going to be there forever. And that's why she represents my dead love. That's why it's one of my favorite records, man. It's like, it's singing kind of, but but I always felt like I was a poet at times, and that right there kind of represents it for me, and on that album.
Right. And the last song on the album, The Return of the Holy One.
This is my shit. Hold on, stop it. Stop it. Did you hear what he said? All black people, it's time for you to get yourself in line and get yourself in gear. You get me?
Right.
Black people, all black people, it's time for you to get yourself in line and get yourself in gear. You get me?
Right.
Go ahead, man. Play the beat. Stop it. Once again, you know what that's from, right?
Once again,
Who is that?
once again.
That's Poor Righteous Teachers.
Why? Yep.
So, mind you, with all the bullshit, I'm still paying homage to these dudes. You get me? So that's why I try to tell people, like, we gotta remember that it's the love first. You get
Right.
me? Like, of course, brothers fight all the time, but it don't change our love.
Right.
Started from the top.
All right.
I love this record, man. This should have been the title track.
It's the return of the Holy One, return of the Holy One, the piece of mental pentacle, the using that I got. So it says it all for all ya. So niggas never slip up on the medical, ya. So I'm king in the dog, so come on while I'm home. I'm headed for the colleges and headed for the dome. The classes, loaded by the masses, and major loaded pistols, so they get it and they ready. Ready is the finally, so why you timing me? Some said, Z come out before it's too late. Then I said, God was in mysterious ways, and he's always on time. Then they gotta chill up his mind. They're waiting for the day for me to come back again. Ran home to tell her family and girlfriend. And just when they told her we could cut short, I heard it. It came so they wouldn't feel deserted. It's the return of the Holy One, return of the Holy One, return of the Holy One.
Yo, I'm telling you, maybe I was just riding my own dick at the time, but for real though, think of you really like nobody rhymed like me, family, and no, and at the
Right.
time you couldn't rhyme like somebody else. You couldn't do it because it would be trouble for you if you tried to do that. But that's where I wanted to go. Like I mean, it was the flow was perfect. It was flawless. It's singing. It's melodic. You know, and just some of the shit that I'm saying, like some need to load their pistol, so they did it and they ready. Freddie is there finally, so why you timing me? Some said Z come out before it's too late. Then I said God works in mysterious ways and he's always on time.
Fine.
And they gotta chill up their spine. They waited for the day for me to come
Come
back
back
again. I
again.
ran home to tell her family and girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
And just when they thought life would get cut short, I heard it and came so they wouldn't feel deserted. Huh? What? Nigga,
No doubt.
to me, now, like I said, I could be just riding my own dick, but I love the flow. It wasn't like it was so super fantastic, lyrical, miracle shit, but the flow matched the words perfectly. The music, all of it was just, it was sincere to me. Sincere?
No doubt.
I
At the time, for sure.
love that shit. And I wanted so much for that album. That should have been the title track. It should have been the album should have been called Return of the Holy One. Perfect title. But hindsight 2020 and Pee Wee Kirkland later, it's called The Ghetto's Been Good to Me, which is cool. But The Ghetto's Been Good to Me is not hardcore like that damn Holy One is. It'll never be.
Right.
It get more run than that, because some DJ loved The Ghetto's Been Good to Me. I remember I was listening to Kid Capri one day at this club, and he saw me. He was like, "Yo," and I've known Poochie for a long time. He's like, "Yo, I love your shit." I said, "What? Holy One?" He was like, "Nah, The Ghetto's Been Good to Me." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought he was bullshitting. He played it. He put it on. But I wish he would have played Holy One because I was really about the dirt and the grit. That's what I wanted.
So when it was all said and done, you were kind of on the fence about this project?
Yo, what it was this. If it were up to me when I came back from those shows, I would have went back in the studio. And because, it's a process, man. Like they took everything that we did and threw it out there. I have records. I had at least 6 other records that I have recorded that are still in my basement because they just didn't give the time needed. I went on the road. They said, he gone. Rush this, get it done. I came back, it was already mixed and mastered, and I was like, how could y'all do that?
Right.
This is a production agreement. I'm not signed to you as an artist. This is a production agreement. I own my masters, family. Y'all can't at least give me the common courtesy of being able to say yes, no, maybe so. Let's think about it. Let's redo this. Let's do it to my liking. And if we would have did it to my liking, it would have been Holy One, family. It would have to me, that album would have been a classic. And to me, it's short of being a classic because of that very reason.
Before we get out of here, I dug up a couple reviews from a few magazines. If you don't mind me reading your reviews to you real quick.
I can't hear, so.
The Source magazine, March 1994, says, back in 88, when YZ stepped on the scene with baby dreads, paisley shirts, and an Afrocentric social conscious master plan, he was unique and different, native tonguish, but always a proud child of the streets. YZ was philosophical on his debut LP, Sons of the Father, and subsequent EP, long after those qualities stopped being fashionable. Now, in 1993, instead of cutting off his mad long locks coming back hard, he just remains true to his ghetto roots. His ismed out, raspy voice doesn't scream incoherently at you, but talks flows and pleasures of life in the hood, backed by what at times feels like a live jazz band, providing mid-tempo, contemplative, deep bass tracks. He hangs with the fellas on barbershop, flirts with the ladies at drink at the bar, and of course grabs his dick on second to nobody. The Holy One's single, So Far, The Ghetto Has Been Good to Me, would be his signature joint and his best song on the album. Were it not for the previously released Return of the Holy One, which also features a rugged chanting chorus and rumbling concrete hard snares, and horns. But the Trackmasters produced Return remix takes shit to a Skittles infested level with its muted polyphonic horn riffs. Frames are ripped, it's muted, throats are slit, and punks are dissed hard like Charles Oakley's pick on Acid Rain. A stripped down posse cut featuring incredible talents of New Child and Adolf the Assassin. YZ has put together an ambitiously simple album that reflects on who he is as a rapping philosopher and where he's going as a married family man, an original hip-hop ghetto child. Hopefully kids won't sleep on yet another jazz-inflected record that needs a little time to grow on you. And hopefully you will get the label support he needs to prevent him from being lost in the mix again. But in any case, the dreaded one from New Jersey continues to rhyme where his heart is, in the ghetto.
It's not a bad review. As a matter of fact, I wish I would have read that review back then. I probably would have become a new dude.
Do you know how many mics they gave you?
No, probably like 2 or 3.
3.5.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess that's a little above average, I guess.
Yeah, my reading was a little off because of the lighting, South with Arms. I have one cool. More review here, and this one is wrote by the great Elliott Smith.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Elliott Wilson, I'm sorry. The album has to be hip-hop's best-kept secret. Released in the last quarter of 1993 alongside heavily promoted albums by Rap's Top Guns, Snoop, Cube, and the Tribe Called Quest, YZ's The Ghetto's Been Good to Me is a fat album that is being slept on. YZ is no newcomer to the rap game, heavily survived a 2-album bid at Aaron Tough School of Short Arms and Deep Pockets. Tretch's favorite MC has paid mad dues and stayed true to the underground. He is always available to teach the younger generation of future MCs. The street is fair game. In hip-hop, you play the same. If you got skills, and everybody's got to know your name. If any of you suck, then you're only to blame. And if you're nice, rest assured you're headed for fortune and fame. YZ's distinctively agitated raw rhyme flow is second to nobody and separates him from the remedial class of style-biting MCs. Subject matter on album ranges from everyday activities like getting your hair cut while hanging with your homies at the barbershop to later kicking a fly honey while getting drunk at the bar.